video on Bitcoin, and as you know, we did move lower in that move that I posted about yesterday. But look, at this point, this is very interesting to me. It's becoming very interesting because the larger pattern seems to, for me, still be on track to being correct. We just need to break above 93,000. But there's actually some interesting things that I noticed about this pattern. Well, basically since we started moving lower. To me, this is very interesting, this pattern, because it's not a 5-wave move. So it made me go back and revisit the whole thing. And I thought, yesterday before I made certain adjustments to my count, I thought, oh, well, this is longer than wave 3, so it can't be a 5-wave move. But then I realized that the correction within this pattern didn't end until basically this point here, right? So what this means is that wave 5 was quite small. So that 5-wave move right there was actually didn't break any rules, right? So yes, it was a weak 5-wave move. The reversal tells me that this is a correction, and it's also not a very deep one, considering that this is a weak 5-wave move, right? So I understand that Elliott wave tends to think that if it's a weak 5-wave move, you'll get a deep retracement. But I don't think that is accurate, to be honest with you. I think that this pattern right here is a complete correction, and I'm just going to highlight what that is at the moment. All right, now this could be completely wrong, but it's interesting how support was found at the 1,000 period moving average in this manner. So the way I'm going to count this is like this, basically. It's an A, B, C, D, and E. It's very peculiar how this pattern is where it is, right? There is no way that this could be the beginnings of a move lower. Why? Because this is a 5-wave move right there, and it's a weak one, right? After a zigzag, that's not a complete correction. Corrections basically start with 2 zigzags, A and a B. This is not a B wave. And obviously the top was broken, which to me is an entry signal with a tight stop. Once again, we're going to attempt to go long, but this time not in the way that basically it's not thinking that it's an E wave. It's thinking that it's a complete correction, which means, well, basically the same thing, right? Because your E wave's down here, it's pretty small. If that is considered the E wave, I mean, it's been broken at this point. We have to obviously go above the top to really, strong move to confirm it. But really, it's 93,000 is the one to look out for here, in my opinion. So, look, we've come back to retest that. Will we continue higher from here? I think there's a big possibility that that could happen. And I did say yesterday, look, there's a chance this thing could move lower. And all it did was kind of expose itself as not being a 5-wave move. So therefore, to me, the whole thing is one big beginning of a wave 3, right? Now, yes, typically the first wave of a wave 3, I wouldn't expect it to be starting off this week, right? I wouldn't expect it to be looking like this, right? But it was a pretty deep and sharp move to the downside. There's a bit of nerves in the market, and people aren't exactly, jumping up and down, getting ready to go long when the market is plummeting like this and across the board. So to me, a bit of fear is still in the market, which is probably why this pattern started off looking this way. But if you look at it from a perspective of, okay, well, that's done and we're about to move higher, this is the perfect way to look at this pattern, especially the way that it's formed at the small degree with the potential for a really tight stop. So, critical support 83,926, right? I'm not going to say we need an entry point because according to this, we've already triggered it. But we need to break above 93,000. I cannot stress that enough for us to get confirmation that the wave two really did end down here at this low at 76,642. Right? So, okay, let's leave it there. Let's see how we go with this trade. If it continues to move up from this point right here, yeah, you know what to look for, and I'll catch you in the next one.